when I was in graduate school many years ago, I was doing my research on the future of the media industry. And I realized that there were some big gaps in how artists were compensated and how value was assigned. And we realized also that the audience was basically the most critical factor for success and was completely ignored in terms of the rewards and the benefits of that success. That's one thing. My initial research in graduate school got me pulled out of school, out of my PhD, and into industry. And I wound up working with a lot of, luminaries in the space. I consulted for big companies like Visa, Nokia, MySpace when it was hot. I got the opportunity to work for big names in the industry, a couple of, 100 million plus selling record producers. Got to work with Oprah, got to work with Steven Spielberg, big companies like BET and Aljazeera and ABC, Disney, Univision, and ultimately realized, wait a minute, so now we're doing all this stuff in media, but we don't know who's watching. I don't know, my producers don't know, the senior executives don't know. Everybody has this sort of guesstimates about what it means to have ratings, but no real direct relationship with the end consumer of your content. And so those things kind of merge. The understanding that we don't know who's watching. And secondly, nobody is paying attention enough to reward and elevate that consumer for the value that they bring to the table. And so that was the general issue that we realized there was a huge opportunity to speak directly to the consumer, to value them for their behavior and for their engagement, and to draw them in to a rewarding experience. I give one small anecdote and then I'll stop. I travel all over the place. I'm flying through Dubai, this and that. I got my miles on Emirates. That's great. Okay, so then I'm going to stay in a certain place and I want to be at the Marriott because that's where I might like to stay. I get my good benefits from always staying at the same spot. If I go to the same coffee shop every day for 10 days in a row, I get a free coffee at the end of the 2 weeks. But if I'm the biggest fan of Wonder Woman or Ironman or Rihanna, I'm the biggest Lady Gaga fan, what do I get? Nothing. And this is a huge opportunity to take these fans and to reward them for the behavior that drives the industry. And that is the core problem that we solve.
The way we look at it is we reach, retain, and understand global youth audiences. So we reach them with award-winning content. We have a couple of Emmy nods, a Gold and Silver Telly Award opposite HBO, Netflix, Amazon, HBO, Netflix, and Disney. And then we retain them with interactivity. That interactivity looks like social features, gamification with points and levels, but also with these rewards that Derrick is talking about, blockchain currency, and other ways we can remunerate and reward artists and fans for creating the value chain that is culture. And then understand them by, as we gain more users and we are able to track granular audience consumption habits, consumer data, with analytics that we can provide to brands and media companies to help them better understand global youth audiences. Right now, that's a huge pain point for media companies and brands. If you look at e-commerce, you have Amazon and Sephora, and they have their online, tracking every consumer. They know everything about that consumer, their age, their weight, their height, their race, their location, how many times a month they buy lipstick, what color lipstick they like, the most granular data. Now, if you go to media companies or brand marketers who are using content marketing, they know nothing about their audience. I mean, truly nothing. So what we do is kind of the major pain point for media companies and brand marketers. How do they reach, retain, and understand global youth audiences? Well, we can provide that in one place for them.
I would add that the tactical way that we do it is through a platform. I was mentioning earlier, it's like if Netflix had a baby with Instagram. So it's a video on demand service, but it's got high quality content with the full interactivity of social media. And rather than appealing to a general market, we focus exclusively on global youth audiences. young people that want to see great content that is meant and designed for them, and that crosses geographic and cultural barriers. So we think of content that has got global resonance and local relevance, right? And so that platform now all of a sudden gives you this wonderful social experience around great content, and the gamification features and the data analytics and all of that is built into that platform. And the beauty is we don't scrape the data and sell it off to people, to partners and advertisers. The consumer decides where they want to share their data and with whom. And so if you are a brand or advertiser offering a reward to a consumer, and the consumer says, oh, I like that reward, I want to engage with this brand, then they can choose to get that discount or buy that coupon or buy that mobile data or whatever it is that's on offer using their digital currency. And in so doing that, they agree to share their data so that they can receive their reward. And that's it. It's very simple. It's a fan-centered model for protecting user privacy while embracing and expanding the reward ecosystem for the consumer's consumption of content.